Android is the new kid on the block. Going to spend a little bit of time on Android because it's so new and people are still learning about it. I'm going to use some analogies when I talk about some of the things as I go forth just to make it a little bit easier to understand. Android is powered by Google. So Google is what is actually the owner behind the operating system of Android. To make it easier to understand, when I say Google, think of Microsoft. When I say Android, think of Windows, right? So when you go into a Best Buy or any other Target, any place that sells computers, you can get a Windows computer, but it can be HP, it can be Sony, it can be Dell, any of these different kind of manufacturers, but inside you still get your Windows XP, you still get your Windows 7. Android is kind of the same way. So inside of these phones, you have the Google Android operating system, but Google doesn't make the handset. You have Motorola, you have Samsung, you have HTC. So this is why BlackBerry, you get BlackBerry is BlackBerry. They make the phone, they make the software. With Google, you have completely different handsets. You're going to see a lot more across the board, different options. So your question can be, well, which Android or Google phone is going to be better than the other? That really comes down to what you're interested in. The first Android that you see has a keyboard. This is the Motorola Droid 2. So it's got a full touch screen, it's a 3.7-inch screen, but it also slides out to expose a keyboard for those that maybe had a BlackBerry and like the wheel keys, but want to type, but like the touchscreen aspect. So this would be a form factor that one would like. The Droid 2 is also a global capable phone, so we talked about some BlackBerries that are global. The Droid 2 is also a global phone that you can take across the United States. Let's say you don't want the slide-out keyboard because you're not really a fan of sliding capabilities and you just don't trust them. Well, if you like the BlackBerry form factor, we have the Droid Pro. It looks very, very similar to the BlackBerry, but again, it has the Android operating system, so it's touchscreen up top, and if you want to type an email, text message, note, you can do that with the wheel keys as well. Also a global capable phone made by Motorola. The HTC Thunderbolt I don't have on display right now, but it is the very first 4G capable phone. And I'll talk about 4G, what that means as well. But HTC, again, is another manufacturer of Android. With Android, you notice that there's different size screens. So we have a 3.7-inch screen, we have a 3.5-inch screen, and we have a 4.3-inch screen. 4.3-inch screen is pretty much the largest screen on a phone right now, and what it does is it gives you a great experience for internet, video capability, pretty much giving you a nice landscape feel for what you're trying to accomplish on a smartphone.
What size was that?
4.3. 4.3 screen, correct.
Is that what this is?
Correct, yes, that is a 4.3-inch screen. Exactly. Droid X is another one. This is made by Motorola. This is what a 4.3-inch screen looks like. Just to compare it to the 3.7-inch screen, you can see the size difference. It really helps when you're going to an all-touchscreen phone because with a bigger screen, you get bigger buttons, right? So when you're typing, the buttons are much larger and it makes it easier to deal with as well. The 4G capability of the Thunderbolt is going to give you a front-facing camera. So this is taking smartphones to the next level. It's really talking about integration and video capability. Is everybody familiar with Skype?
Yeah.
So Skype is one of the applications that is going to be integrated in these type of new smartphones where you can do video conferencing instead of just text messaging or sending a picture. That means if you are out and about and you want to show a live video feed to a client, family member, what have you, you'll be able to have that capability with these new smartphones coming out. 4G capability gives you that faster speed, and again, I'll talk about 4G specifically in a minute. But that's the thing to take away about the HTC Thunderbolt. It's the very first 4G phone with Verizon Wireless that's going to really expand the capabilities of these smartphones. Android is very, very much a customizable platform. So unlike BlackBerry, where you get your standard applications on there, if I show you an Android, or the gentleman that has an Android right here, they're going to look completely different because you can customize each screen the way you want. One of the big things with Android is they have not only applications, but they have something called widgets. Widgets is a running application where you get information right on the screen. A good example of a widget would be a clock, right? So if I wanted to know what the time is, it's constantly talking to the network. Or if I want to know the weather, it's constantly talking to the weather. So at any point I can look at my Android phone and see it's 56 degrees, slightly cloudy. Instead of going into an application where I actually open up an application and it brings up the weather channel. Just the main difference between a widget and an application. The best way to really understand a widget is actually visibly see what it looks like.
Does the widget run your battery down faster?
The more widgets you have, yeah.
I'm having that.
Exactly. One of the things to take away from Android is it's a very open platform. So it's constantly talking to the network more than any other manufacturer, Apple, BlackBerry. Battery life is not what Android operating system is known for. Open-ended systems, customization, free applications, that's what really Android is known for. So when you're picking a phone, durability and reliability and easy messaging is what you want to take away with BlackBerry. Open-ended systems, applications, customization is what you want to take away with Android. But when you're picking a BlackBerry, you're not going to get the internet experience that you would expect from an Apple or an Android phone. When you're picking an Android phone, you're not going to get the battery life that you would expect from a BlackBerry because it's doing a lot more behind the scenes.
What is the battery life then?
Battery life, about a day, depending on your usage. I'm a pretty heavy user, so if I take my phone off the charger around 6 a.m., I'm charging it when I get home around 7. Not completely dead, but I know that if I expect a phone call around 10, it's going to be pushing it. So I do have a car charger for that reason. And your heavy data users, the people that are streaming YouTube videos, the people that are downloading applications and constantly getting information, they're going to be charging it throughout the day as well. So a car charger is definitely something that I would recommend when choosing any type of Android phone, just the way the operating system works.
You want to charge your home, one in the car and one at the office.
Exactly.
And carry 3 batteries.
Okay, 3 batteries. We do offer extended batteries that double the battery life. It does bulk up the phone, so it also comes to what you're comfortable with in having, a slimmer phone versus a larger phone as well. Different manufacturers also specialize in different Android phones. So Samsung, for instance, has one of the thinner Android phones that we offer, also one of the brighter screens. HTC adds their own spin in terms of the called a user interface, so they can actually lay out a different user interface and it's a little bit more interactive. And they also have a kickstand to utilize that 4.3-inch screen that's used for YouTube and video streaming. Motorola is very simplistic, very easy to use. They don't really add a lot of differentiation in terms of the applications. They kind of leave it the stock Android system as well. Any specific questions around that?
Well, one of the nice things about Droid is the hotspot.
Exactly. 3G hotspot and now 4G hotspot is where you can use your phone to actually power a laptop, a tablet, a camera, iPod, anything that would use Wi-Fi capability. When you're using a smartphone, and I'm going to take some time with this, you're getting your information from our towers. So the tower is pulling down information into your phone and allowing you to access it on the phone. Where the 3G hotspot is it takes that 3G, 4G power into the phone, and then it regurgitates it out so that other devices can take advantage of it. So let's suppose that you were out and about, you had a laptop, and you're in an airport, and you needed quick internet access to send a document, check a file, write an email. You can either sign up for the airport and pay for their Wi-Fi, or you can use your smartphone, turn on the 3G hotspot, and it's secure using our cell phone tower, and 5 devices at the same time can actually connect to it. And so you're using your smartphone to power any internet-capable device that uses Wi-Fi. Everybody understand that concept? Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
On the Thunderbolt,
Yes.
with the ability to do Skype,
Sure.
what does the client need to have?
The client just needs a Skype application as well.
Okay,
So if they're on a computer and they have Skype, all you need to know is their username to be friends on Skype, and you can use your Thunderbolt no different than you would be on your laptop.
okay, so it is actually Skype.
Yes, yeah, it's actually
Okay.
Skype.
With the 3G network, is that fast enough to run Skype without problem? Or
It is something that you'd want to be conscious of. You're not going to have the crisp nature of Skype versus Wi-Fi or 4G,
Right.
which is why the Thunderbolt is one of the first Android phones to have it, because it is 4G capable. It's one of the things that we waited for. The iPhone, which I'll talk about as well, also has Skype capability using the 3G network. It is choppy, so you'll still get an image. It's not terrible, but it's not the streamlined, very smooth Skype that you would expect from a 4G or a Wi-Fi environment. So it's kind of just getting you the capabilities, but it's not going to be crisp.
can you run Skype on Wi-Fi on your
Yes.
phones? You
Yes.
can?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So if you were in an environment like this, or somewhere where a coffee shop that had free wireless, if you flipped over to Wi-Fi and then Skyped, you'd get the standard
Exactly.
Skype experience.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
The iPhone's gonna come out in 4G though, at the end of the summer.
We haven't had any confirmation right
Oh, you
now.
haven't?
Yeah, there's a lot of rumors about the iPhone 5 coming out, when and what, but Apple's kind of tight-lipped on what they're gonna use. So we expect there to Apple to get into the 4G capabilities, but we don't have any information at this time. Absolutely. One of the other differentiations with the Android system is they all have Adobe Flash capability. So when you bring up a website, it's very much like your computer home experience. So sometimes you'll have videos running in the background of a website. Adobe Flash allows that to run on a smartphone. Other manufacturers don't have that capability.
So Adobe Flash doesn't work with BlackBerry, right?
Correct. Or Apple. Correct. It does work with HTML5, which is a competitor of Adobe Flash, but Android has both. Any other questions? And just keep in mind that because it's powered by Google, you have much more synergy with Google applications, specifically Google Maps, Gmail. Google is going to come out with a cloud-based operating system, a cloud-based platform as well, which is going to be integrated with Android. So Google Chrome, it integrates with as well. So when you think about Android, you really want to think about Google and how they've been integrated in the world in everything that they do. And it's all kind of in one. Your Gmail contacts, if you have a Gmail account, will automatically download onto your phone, so you don't have to back them up that way. Applications that are downloaded through the Android market are backed by your Gmail account. So if you ever lost your phone, the new phone that you get, you just put in your Gmail account and all your applications will re-download. So everything's backed by Gmail and Google. So that's another thing to keep in mind.
Hey, RAMSEY, one thing I forgot to mention to you before this is that we just signed a contract with Google to do our enterprise business solutions for Gmail and all the Google apps. So
Okay.
that's not out yet, but it will be out for Remax Select properties by this summer. So
Excellent.
I probably should have mentioned that before.
Yeah,
but
so that'll be great
Yeah.
integration with the Google platform. And Google also, because they're a software, just keep in mind they don't make the phones, they're specifically dealing with the software. Anytime there's a software upgrade, they can push that down to your phone. So when Android first launched, I believe it was 2.1, and now we're up to 2.3, and that's just a software upgrade of different capabilities, better encryption, better exchange support, and that's just pushed down to the phone through Google.
Yeah,
So it's-
I got an upgrade not long ago, and it took me a little while to get reoriented.
Right, yeah, so it'll change things, but as Google expands and grows, so will your smartphone as well.